Hey y'all, it's my review for The Real Housewives of Dubai, episode 2. I apologize for the late review, but laziness, procrastination, bad combination. So anyway, we open up the episode with my girl Sarah, and we're getting to know her a little bit more. So she's a single mom, and she's raising her kid by herself. And as an Arab woman, she lets us know that she's raising her child progressively and denouncing toxic masculinity. Not to mention, she is killing these confessional looks. We see she's at home right now with her son and her nanny, and admittedly, she's putting on for the cameras a little bit. She's trying to do her older traditions with her son, like eating on the floor and then eating with your hands. He is not feeling this at all. He's like, you can sit on the floor and eat on your hands, Mom, but I'm not. Very cute kid. Next scene, we're with Brooks and she's meeting Lisa for lunch. Now, since it's been a week since the franchise has aired, I've been looking online and social media to see how the ladies have been addressed. And so there's no confusion. I'm just gonna address Lisa by her first name and not Milan. And I'm gonna address Chanel going forward as Ayan. Anywho, I love how the both of them are just showing up to lunch casually looking gorgeous. We found out that Lisa and Brooks go way back. Brooks met Lisa when she was pregnant with her first child. I love their friendship, especially between the three black girls, and it's always nice to know that the ladies actually know each other, and it's not like they were introduced by producers. Brooks seems to be the gossip of the group, the bone carrier. So she brings up an Instagram post by Nina, and in it, Nina is saying how Caroline is her bestie. She's like, since when did this happen? Because according to her, she says Nina has talked a lot of shit about Caroline. She actually says that Nina has had the worst things to say about Caroline outside of the entire group. Even more than Ayan? Well, I'm guessing at least with Ayan, they have an understanding that they don't like each other. And, at least someone isn't being fake, allegedly. So then we cut to Lisa in her confessional, co-signing that Nina has talked a lot of shit about Caroline. So much so that she doesn't even want to repeat what she said, as she continues to say what she said. So allegedly, she called Caroline ratchet, ghetto, trashy. Now, when I heard Lisa say that, I was a little skeptical because looking at Nina, it doesn't look like ratchet is in her vocabulary. So I don't know. I don't think I believe that, but we shall see. Lisa tells Brooks, though, that she's just going to stay out of it. So then she asks her, how's her relationship with Ayan since the big blow up at dinner? Then we hear about Brooks and Ayan's interesting relationship. So they're kiki, they're good girlfriends, but they just fight. Kind of like Jill and Ramona. They're always going back and forth, but then make up sooner or later. Or actually, more so like Giselle and Karen, I would say. I have a friend like that. Well, had a friend like that where we would go at it a lot and we would have our one friend in the middle who was best friends with both of us. But yeah, it's happened so much that me and this person, we aren't friends anymore. And I don't really care. But anyway, it looks like Brooks isn't too pressed about her relationship being in shambles with Ayan because she's just expecting them to go back to how they normally are. Next scene, we're with Caroline at her residence, and she's being visited by Sarah and Brooks. So they kiki in her backyard for a bit, and then they get to talking about the chaotic dinner that happened a couple nights ago, but particularly Ayan's behavior. Caroline, as well as Brooks, don't really give her much grace, but Sarah is saying her response looked like it was triggered from maybe some trauma she's going through, and maybe some communication with her would help. Caroline doesn't give two fucks and says she can deal with her own trauma and not add to mine. Oof. This is only episode 2. I wonder how they're gonna film with each other, or if they are. But next scene, speaking of which, we're with the devil herself, Ayan, and she looks sickening. Sickening. Ultra fabulous. She understood the assignment. Point blank. Period. Dot. Also, quick side note, the music transition here is extremely funny. They have some random person rapping. I was a little taken aback by it, because I'm okay, this is a little bop. Listen. Money over everything, draped in gold and diamond rings. Okay, bravo. Money over everything, draped in gold and diamond rings. But yes, in this scene, Ayan is meeting up with Nina for lunch. Something else that's funny is we see Ayan waiting for Nina to get there, and she's just at the table feeling herself. And I'm just like, well, it's definitely warranted seeing how she looks right now. I think I would be at the table too saying, bitch, I look good. So then we see Nina arrive, and they both look like they're going to two different places. She looks plain Jane sitting next to Ayan. And Ayan, this fur coat, I mean, it's fabulous, but we're in Dubai. For where? For why? For how? Ain't it like 100 degrees? What she need a coat for? And it's not nighttime. Anybody else notice that? I was like, why she got a fur on in Dubai during the day? We even see Nina in her confessional saying, I thought we were going to a casual lunch. Well, not Ayan, who allegedly just got off of a Givenchy runway. We then cut to Ayan's confessional, and she says, I am the queen of fashion. Bitch, I am Rihanna. And Nina, mashed potatoes with no butter. Damn. Anywho, we find out from their conversation that it's around Thanksgiving time, and they're just telling each other their plans. So Ayanna's going to be spending Thanksgiving with Lisa, and that was a funny colonizer comment she made in her confessional, by the way. And then Nina invited Sarah and her son to join them for Thanksgiving. A little later, Ayanna apologizes to Nina for her behavior at her dinner party, but she also says that she's disappointed in her that she didn't really have her back when it came to Caroline. According to Nina, she just wanted to stay neutral. But we get another hilarious moment by Ayan when Nina tells her, well, you know, like Caroline, she probably didn't expect you coming in guns blazing. And Ayan then says, excuse me, just because I'm from Somalia doesn't mean I come in guns blazing. Now, I'm sure Nina did not mean it as a microaggression, but it's just funny how Ayan took it that way. She's like, oh yeah, Somalia, we got a lot of guns. Nina's like, girl, I'm from Texas. Ayan says the reason why she went off the other night is because she just felt excluded, and that connected to her trauma. Now, I understand that, and while I have sympathy, Caroline has a right to invite whoever she wants to her hen party. And from what we've seen, like, they weren't feeling each other in the beginning anyway, so I'm not sure why Ayan would take offense or be surprised that she wasn't invited. I mean, it is what it is. Like Nina said, like, when you have your event, just don't invite her. Nina tells Ayan that she thinks it's just a misunderstanding between the two women because she herself didn't like Caroline at first. And this is what Lisa and Brooks must have been talking about earlier in the episode, that they didn't get along at first. But the way Lisa's talking, you would think Nina is talking shit behind Caroline back currently. I think I still believe Nina that it was just a long time ago that she wasn't feeling Caroline, and now, like, they're good Judies. But then we see Ayan in her confessional just calling Nina a flip-flopper as well as boring. And I'm like, damn, she is dragging her in this confessional. Like, are they even friends? Nina tells Ayan that she wants her to talk to Caroline, but based on what we've seen, it looks like both sides aren't interested in this. Next scene, we get a little montage of what all the ladies are doing. We see Caroline looking at $1 million jewelry with her boy toy husband. Does she have it like that? Let me know in the comments, is she that rich or is she just wasting the people's time? Next scene we're with Lisa as she's in the supermarket, and this is a little interesting just because she's shopping in Dubai. Like, there's a whole section for non-Muslims to shop in. And I'm just wondering, if I lived in Dubai, like, where would I get my Tony Chachere's and my blackened seasoning and my catfish, you know? We see she's shopping for Thanksgiving, and, you know, I love hearing her talk about her Jamaican roots. She says even though she in Dubai, she gonna make her jerk turkey, rice and peas, the goat curry. I tried, y'all, with my Jamaican accents. The goat curry. The goat curry. Okay, man. I'm not even trying it. Next. Oh, her kid is so cute with these Oreos. So then she gets a FaceTime from Nina, and Nina's just talking to her about the lunch that she had with Ayan. Now, unfortunately for Nina, Lisa is hardly paying attention to her right now. And I don't think it's because she's boring. I just think she, you know, just has a lot of shit to do, and her son is eating a whole bag of Oreos without her realizing it. Like, all she's saying is, uh-huh, mm-hmm, Yeah, you're right, you're right. And then gets off the phone with her. Nina just basically feels like Ayan's putting her in a tough position, like she feels like she's in the middle, and there's no reason why she should be mad at her. Like, that's between them. Considering Ayan and Lisa are like this compared to Nina, I think she's just taking what Nina says with a grain of salt. So next scene, I'm assuming it's the day of Thanksgiving. We're at Lisa's residence, and we see her, prepping for Thanksgiving dinner. She's gonna be doing all the cooking. Well, technically with the help of her housekeeper, but she's heading the charge on that. She says she actually prefers to cook the dinner as opposed to getting it catered. After that, we're with Nina and her family, as well as Sarah and her son, and they're celebrating Thanksgiving together. Ooh, this is too many kids. I'm sorry. I think it's like, 4 or 5 of them? No thank you. That's too many kids to have any type of pleasant dinner. I'm sorry. I do think it's cool though that they're having dinner in this little Ferris wheel type contraction. I don't know the name of it. What also I love about this show is just the ladies explaining the cultural differences between how we do shit in America and how they do stuff in Dubai, because it's pretty interesting. We get a little background on Nina and her husband, and they've been together for a while. They've known each other since they were in middle class, and now they're in, I would say, upper class. We also hear from Sarah that she's been married and divorced twice, but she's not jaded, and she knows to not stay in a relationship that's toxic to her. So next scene, it's evening time, and we're at Lisa's residence. She has a beautiful setup in her backyard for Thanksgiving dinner. We see Ayan and her family pull up. For some reason, in the first episode, I thought Ayan was divorced, but we see her husband and son get out the car. She's still married. Her and her husband, I think, has the longest marriage on the show. Like, they've been together for, I think, 22 years. Now, wait a minute. Ayan did not just bring a live goat to Thanksgiving dinner. As a gift, no less. Like, she has to be playing it up for the cameras because her and Lisa go way back. She ain't no new friend. And I also love how they pointed out that she's bringing a live goat to a Jamaican household. That thing gonna be goat curry next week. And then aside from that, what is she supposed to do with that live goat? Keep it as a pet? Because that's just another mouth to feed. Ayan then explains the meaning behind giving a goat as a gift. And she says since Lisa invited her and her family to her home, she wanted to show her gratitude and give something to her that's meaningful. And in this case, it's goats. Also, hearing shady-ass Ayan talk about her friendship with Lisa is the most genuine she has come off on this show. So you can tell that it's real. And even by the emotion you can hear in her voice about how much she appreciates her friendship. You know what I love on Housewives is seeing good food, because on Beverly Hills, you ain't gonna see it with those women. But Lisa, this Thanksgiving spread, a jerk turkey, mac and cheese, I'll even eat the curry prawns, some crab, rice and peas. Ooh, that white man she married don't know how good he got it. Later on, Ayan brings up her lunch that she had with Nina and just how disappointed she is with her. Particularly because she's known Nina longer than Caroline, and she would think that Nina would have her back in this situation. She says Nina wants her and Caroline to talk, but she's not interested in that idea whatsoever. So then we see Ayan in her confessional say, when people show you their blue color, they are blue. Why try to see them in orange? She says this with full conviction, and I love how she just fused together two quotes, people showing their true colors, and then Maya Angelou's quote, when people show you who they are, believe them. Ayan's confessionals, as well as her fashions, are undefeated. Like, she is pinnacle housewife, and I can confidently say that she's the alpha of this franchise. And then speaking of that, next scene, we're at Sarah's residence, and Ayan is coming over to visit, and this look, severe, and this hair, I cannot deal. She then has a clay pot on top of her hair, and it's a gift for Sarah, and she opens it. It's onions because she has layers. I just gotta appreciate that her gifts span from a clay pot of raw onions to a live goat. So it looks like they're just having a one-on-one kiki because they both connected with each other when they first met. We're getting more background on Sarah, and I just see progressive, badass, independent boss bitch. We also get more background on Ayan's life, and she's sharing with Sarah something really personal about her relationship with her father, how he was very abusive to her, and how that trauma has carried on with her. Which is how we get to the topic of her being triggered and going off at Nina's dinner. Sarah then advises her to try out hypnotherapy because it's helped her deal with her own trauma. And then it actually looks like Ayan is intrigued by this, but she doesn't miss the moment to shade the hell out of Brooks because it seems to her that Brooks needs her money back from therapy. They both laugh at that, and that is where the episode ends. I enjoyed this episode. I think what really puts it over the top are these shady ass confessionals because they are A1. Like, these ladies are shading the fuck out of each other. But can we talk about Chanel Ayan? Because she is a motherfucking star. Like, she carried this episode, and then followed by her debut on Watch What Happens Live. Did y'all see her? She wore a reunion dress to the clubhouse. Like, you can only imagine what she's gonna wear at the actual reunion. This episode, followed by Watch What Happens Live, I was sold on her. She is just giving it. You can't deny. The first episode, I was like, I don't know if I like her. She seemed like she's a little bit too into herself, but she just leans into just being a housewife and having fun with it. And we appreciate it. I'm here for it. Period. Dot. I'm guessing it's easy for y'all to tell that I'm loving this franchise. I love the authenticity. I love like the diverse cast, and they actually know each other this time around. Well, for the most part, they all know each other. And yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feeling in episode 2. Are y'all in love with Ayan like I am now? Please let me know. And with that, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next video. Bye.